I watch episode 46 of Pokemon every year because I watch every episode of Pokemon every year. In episode 46, the problem with Paris, the problem is the people that surround Paris. Ash and friends arrive at the village of the week, and for the first time after 4 episodes of pure filler and fluff, 46 episodes in, Ash finally questions if stopping in another anime-only village is worth their while. But with an empty inventory, Brock baits them into entering Moss Green Village. Following close behind, 2 of their stalkers stalk them with actual stocks, but are stopped by a health crisis suffered by their third, now literally ill-tempered. They fret not for their feverish feline and agree to abandon it to the elements. But their attempted desertion earns them a stern talking to from the forest nurse Cassandra. She berates the ne'er-do-well's negligence and offers the sick kitten some alternative medicine. She puts the doctor in Cassandra. Meowth is healed up and down bad, overwhelmed by a single act of compassion. At the dimly lit apothecary, Ash and friends meet Cassandra as well, and her grandmother Lacey, who doesn't put the anything in Lacey. They further their diversion with a Pokemon battle. Whilst Ash is always eager to throw down, Cassandra is motivated by her desire to make her Paris evolve. Evolution is again seen as a positive for every Pokemon except the mascot. Paris's evolved form has a magic mushroom with commercial value that Cassandra wishes to exploit. Paris has nothing to offer and knows it. Paris shows no interest in fighting or physical contact of any kind. Before letting Paris even try, she asks Ash to let them win. Ash first offers his strongest Pokemon as tribute, but Pikachu fails to show the weakness that Paris so naturally embodies, literally rolling over when confronted by its natural prey. Ash attempts an offer of the worst possible fodder. For its first ever fight, Ash tries to persuade Charmeleon to lose on purpose, a request that it will eventually fulfill. But in its first outing, Charmeleon refuses to be any less than the best, and honors Paris with its full power. Ash worries that he's not ready to have Charmeleon, but his friends persuade him to avoid the issue, which he does forever. The necessary skill it takes to train an evolved Pokemon is a lesson that Cassandra ignores as well. Although Paris endured every attack, it flees into the forest, where Meowth, who is experienced with fixing fights, excels at hyping up the Hemiptera. Ash and friends and acquaintance find Paris with a new false sense of confidence. Back to the XP grind, Pikachu lets the lie live, and sharing the same hubris, Ash sends out Charmeleon, who again can only be itself completely. Although offering a fair fight, everyone prays for the angsty dino's downfall. But for the first time, Paris defeats an enemy by its own ability. A single belly poke triggers its evolution, but Paris doesn't evolve. The mushrooms on its back do. Those are parasites, and Paris is not I. To become Parasect, the mushrooms grow until they overwhelm the host completely, crushing its brain and taking full control of its body. Who's that Pokemon? Infected. Paris wasn't afraid of battling, it was afraid of evolving and falling to the cordyceps. Paris now act no longer shows any emotion. Fake it till you make it, but when you've made it, you'll be fated. With empty eyes, it vapes on Charmeleon, finally giving it rest. For all intents and purposes, it lacks any intention or purpose. It is just the fungus. and that's all that its master cared about. As they leave, Ash and friends are only given more of Grandma Lacey's cautions of Ash's inexperience. Cassandra's super drug made from parasitic mushroom isn't ready yet, so they leave with nothing but the promise to be the first to try the shroom steroids when they're ready, which they never are. They never return to Moss Green Village or see Cassandra ever again, which isn't all bad, because if she did harvest parasitic mushroom, the parts of it that are still alive would die as well. In her final scene, Meowth returns to Cassandra, still fully Florenced and nightingaled, and in return for helping her asks only to remain by her side. But Meowth's request is denied, and its aspirations are usurped by its evolved form. Sometimes when you become more than what you are, you become less of what you were, and the parts of you that grew aren't parts of you at all. Just because you are all that you can be doesn't mean that you are all that you should be. To be continued.